Folks, what a great day. January 20th, 2025. For the second time, Donald Trump sworn in as President of the United States of America. I was there 8 years ago, and it was one of the thrills of my life. And today I watched it on television along with most of the rest of the country and people from around the world. And it was just the culmination. And when Donald Trump talked about that he believes God saved him so he could make America great again. Look, I've known Donald Trump. I've interviewed Donald Trump and known him and had a professional relationship with him since the 80s, okay? Since the 80s. And sometimes Donald Trump says things and people go, yeah, okay. I really believe this is in his heart. I really believe he means this. How else can you look at getting shot the way he was shot and surviving the way he survived? And against all odds of that attempt and a second attempt and everything they've tried to do to him. And there he was taking the oath of office for the second time. Just unbelievable. Really proud, pride, joy. Ooh, joy. Running up and down my heart and my spine. It was just a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. Now, on a more talk show hosty kind of thing to see and talk about, Donald Trump listed the things that are wrong with this country, the things that he ran on fixing, and he listed them and spelled them out and talked about how he's going to change them and fix them and make them better, with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris sitting right there. Right there. Right there. My goodness. Can you imagine? Now, I don't know how much of it Joe Biden absorbed. That's not a knock. That's what happens when you get old, and we've seen it. Kamala, she must, I didn't see the smoke coming out of her ears, but she must have been on fire. And I say, good. Good. I mean, Donald Trump talked about, immigration, putting back Remain in Mexico, sending troops to the border. I mean, I got it all written down here. No more invasion from enemies or aliens coming into this country. And he's going to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, okay, to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs. And he's going to declare the cartels terrorist groups. I mean, that's just on immigration. He talked about everything. Inflation, you name it, okay? And they had to sit there because not only did he give his solutions, like I said, he talked about the problems and how it's terrible and he's going to fix it. Well, who made it this way? The two people sitting there listening to it all. I'm sorry, I took pleasure in that. Donald Trump was on fire. He wasn't like, pumping his fists and at a rally on fire. He was really subdued. But he sounded like an angry man at times. And one of the reasons I believe he sounded like an angry man at times, and again, there's so much going on here. The official policy of the United States is going to be there's two sexes, a male and a female. He's going to end the social engineering of race and gender in our military and in our schools and everything that had to make the Democrats' skin crawl, especially Biden and Kamala. It was unbelievable. It was majestic in that sense, okay? And not very typical. Mostly you do that on a campaign speech or a State of the Union kind of. Even there, you talk about what you're going to do. Wow. Kudos to Trump for doing what a lot of people, could only have dreamed of seeing happen. Not only him being sworn in again, but the two of them sitting there, Biden and Harris, and taking it because they had to take it. Now, before he got there, the timing is Biden, from what I gather, was in the rotunda. He had walked into the rotunda. And at the same time, a statement went out. He pardoned his family. He pardoned Dr. Fauci. He pardoned everyone on the January 6th committee, staffers included. He went nuts. Now, this is unprecedented, outrageous, preventive pardons. As a matter of fact, I saw a clip when Trump was rumored to be thinking about pardoning preemptively his family when he left his first term. Biden said, rule of law. He was interviewed. I just saw the clip. Rule of law. Can't do that. I would never do that, ever. No, you can't. That's outrageous. This is right before he was going to be sworn in. A day before, an hour before. I don't know. He gave an interview probably a day before. And he was talking about how outrageous it would be if Trump did it. Well, Trump didn't do it. The left always does what they say the right is doing or is going to do. And it's never been more obvious and apparent than what we just saw happen today. Preemptive pardons to his whole family, basically. And in-laws and all kinds of stuff. Why, what did they do? Oh, they didn't do anything. Nobody did anything, they'll tell you. Not Fauci, not the committee, the January 6th committee, not Liz Cheney. None of them. None of them did anything. Not his family. You see, this is because the FBI might investigate them and cause them all kinds of problems. And so he doesn't want to cause them all kinds of problems because it would be out of spite. Well, a grand jury is going to indict these people on spite? I mean, first of all, I'm not a lawyer, but this is the pardon procedure was not followed. Okay? But what do you expect from a man? You want him to follow the Constitution? Is that the Constitution that includes the Equal Rights Amendment, which Biden declared the other day was part of the Constitution, which, of course, it's not? I mean, look what we're dealing with. Look what we're dealing with. Democracy? Law and order? Really? They always accuse the right of doing what they have done or are going to do. This is a horrible example of that, okay? Now, from what I understand, this could be challenged, this preemptive pardon, blanket pardons. I mean, what? So these people can never be charged with a crime? Is that going forward too? Or is that only going backward? And does that include everything? What is this, nuts? And also, not only that, from what I understand, they could be called before committees, congressional committees, let's just say, and they can't plead the Fifth Amendment anymore. From what I understand, if they have that pardon, the right to the Fifth Amendment protection goes out the window. So this could be one way or another, whether it's deemed illegal, unconstitutional by the Supreme Court eventually, or if they're forced to testify. You know, if they're forced to testify and they say, I'm not going to answer that question, I plead the Fifth, and they're not allowed to plead the Fifth, or they just don't answer it, maybe they're held in contempt in a courtroom. Civil, I believe it extends to any courtroom, civil, criminal, or congressional testimony. Can't say take the Fifth. So this could get very, very interesting. And I'm sure that the Justice Department and the FBI will pursue where they believe crimes took place. This is just an outrage. Now, let me end on a media note here, because what would it be without that? After Trump gave his speech in the rotunda, in the Capitol. Dana Bash comes on and says, I just have to point out that Donald Trump gave his speech in the same place where 4 years ago, the January 6th, blah, blah, blah. Can you believe that? And then when later on CNN, when talking about these pardons, these unprecedented pardons that Biden gave to so many people, on his way, and even David Axelrod, big Democrat, of course, right? Obama Democrat, said on CNN, this will tarnish his legacy forever because he did it with 10 minutes left in his presidency. And I think it was him who also said, if there was nothing wrong with it, why wait? Why wait till you're out the door? Why not do it yesterday or a week ago or a month ago? So that's something. But Dana Bash also added, when they were talking about discussing these pardons, she said, yes, there's no doubt that the Biden pardons are controversial. I'm looking at my notes. But what Trump is about to do with the January 6th convicted people, offering commutations and some pardons, whatever, she said that is more controversial. More controversial. In your sick, twisted mind, because you're not a journalist, and the fact that you would say that, what do you base it on, that it's more controversial? It hasn't happened yet. The Biden thing only happened an hour or two ago. So how could you say which is more controversial? To you, journalist, to you. And they had the fact checker come on and fact check Trump, not necessarily after his speech, his inaugural address, but he went into the another part of the Capitol and addressed another audience afterward, and they had him come right on. They're going to do this throughout his presidency. And you know what? Go ahead. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. It's a great day in America. It's a great day for America. It's going to be a wonderful golden age of America, according to Donald Trump. I would put my faith in him and those around him. And as far as what Biden did, shame on him. But you know what? He knows no shame. The left knows no shame. They couldn't care less. And that's the truth. And again, whenever they say, oh, the end of democracy, oh, he's a liar, oh, he's going to do this, oh, his enemies list, oh, he's going to pardon his family, just realize it's them that are going to do it. Okay? Folks, have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whenever you're seeing this. Please hit the subscribe button. Please spread this link around. Please, okay? Let's build this up and have a wonderful, healthy, safe next 4 years. But we'll see each other maybe tomorrow, okay? So until next time, which will be very soon, stay safe. Try again.